What's up, everybody? My name is Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review. And today we are talking about 2009's District 9 from director Neill Blomkamp, which you might know from some of his other works like award-winning Elysium with Matt Damon in 2013, which he did after this. So I think this was one of his first big movies with this in 2009, and then 2013 Elysium, Chappie in 2015, and then most recently I think I've seen Gran Turismo from 2023, and that was like a car movie. The other three movies are all kind of like these sci-fi technology movies, which like they all kind of seem related in their own way. And he was also like the writer-director of these movies, not of Gran Turismo, but of these sci-fi movies. So maybe they just were like, hey, we like your style, can you come do this? And he was like, sure. It seems like he's done some short movies, you know, like 27-minute Firebase in 2017, Zygote in 2017, a 20-minute thing as well. Another 2017, Raka short. I haven't heard of any of these. And then 2021, 104 minutes, so that might be more of a movie called Demonic in 2021. But Elysium, I definitely remember seeing back in the day, and I definitely liked. But it seems like his biggest collaborator is Sharlto Copley, who's like the main character in this District 9. But it seems like he's been in almost all of his movies. He was also in Chappie film. But this film doesn't seem to have too many characters. Like the only one we really see is Wickes van der Meer, which is Sharlto Copley, who I know best as MURDOCK from the A-Team, and he's hilarious in that. And in this, he's funny, but he's, you know, this is definitely a much more serious role for him, but it's not necessarily serious either. Like, he's kind of funny, and you kind of just feel bad for him the whole time, because this guy, you know, story goes on is crazy. But I will say this movie, through most of it, I didn't know how I felt about it. And sitting overnight, I mean, I still don't really know if I liked it or not, but I know a couple of things that I feel for real. And that is for sure that the first 30 to 40 minutes of this, I didn't like at all. Just the way it was shot. It was all handheld, shaky cam, like news reporting footage, like on scene in a war zone. And it's like, that's great. But I don't know if it looked good or like really captured the vibe. I mean, I guess it did. And like poor Johannesburg all of a sudden has this alien spaceship just parked above it, and then aliens come down and they have to start making a, you know, housing for them, and that's what District 9 is the housing for these aliens. And like, you know, they start taking over and multiplying and having babies, and all of a sudden everyone's like, why is the ship here? You know, like why? You know? And then by the end of the movie, I thought we were gonna have like a little time jump and then come back and have like this satisfying ending, but he kind of left it so that that satisfying ending could possibly happen in a sequel down the line. But if it's been over 10 years and this sequel hasn't happened, I don't think it's ever happening. You know, like in poor you know, Wickes, you know, makes a big old sacrifice for his boy, you know, an alien named Christopher Johnson, which, like, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm like, this alien's name is Christopher Johnson? I'm like, sure, that's probably just the name they gave to the alien, but, like, I don't know. And then, I appreciated it for being a sci-fi movie and trying to be different and having a different kind of design for the spaceship and having a different design for the aliens and having this idea of like the humans can't use the aliens' weapons, and that's like the whole point of the whole movie is that like the humans want to use the alien weapons to get rid of the aliens, and they're trying to evict them out of District 9, but the District 9 is the only place that they can go. And then like apparently by the end there's District 9 gets like shut down, and District 10 is now the new thing, and it's housing 2.5 million aliens and growing. But we don't see any of that. That's just like text at the end of the movie. And I don't like when you come to the end of the movie and you want a satisfying ending and then they just give you some text. Like this wasn't a biopic of like Michael Orr, where at the end, like at The Blind Side, where at the end it was like, you know, we didn't see what happened to the boy Michael Orr in that movie. We just know that Michael Orr went to Ole Miss like his family, ended up getting drafted by the Patriots, but traded to the Baltimore Ravens, you know, like the pick got traded. That type of dialogue or text at the end of a movie, wrapping something up, letting you know what happened to your characters, is fine. Normally it has like a cheery song over it, like a ba 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 da 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 da, you know, like, and everyone's like, we're going at the country, going on, you know, like, it's gonna be like a happy ending. Where this, I wasn't necessarily happy. I was like, give me 20 more minutes of what happened to this character at the end. Did this character fulfill the promise that the other character made to it? Or did he just, like, leave him high and dry? Like, I don't know. I feel like there would be a second movie in here somewhere. Maybe it's called District 10 or whatever the next film would be called. But I don't know if just maybe it didn't do well enough at the box office, or just nobody's seen it, so shit happens. But with Alien Earth coming out on Hulu and FX right now, and breaking down those episodes on the channel, and getting into like the sci-fi headspace, this is what I watched over the weekend. And, you know, I might want to go down a little rabbit hole of some sci-fi movies that I haven't necessarily seen. I remember hearing of District 9 back in 2009 when it came out, and wanting to see it, but never getting to. And there's some CGI in this movie that looks pretty great, but I would say the color grading, even the aliens look pretty great. Like, the actual modeling of the 3D model of the thing looks incredible, but like the color grading or the compositing, like whatever the industry term is, of putting that thing into the shot, like the colors just didn't like feel right. You know, like when you've seen it in the picture, you were like, that doesn't look right. You know, it doesn't look like it was there in real life. But I'll give it a pass for that because it is 2009. I was watching it thinking that it was much, much later. I was like, damn, when did this come out? Like 2018? And I was like, this looks pretty good for 2018. But, you know, some of this could have used a little extra time in the VFX booth, you know, touching up, or even just color grading, or, you know, compositing, just making sure this thing feels like it is in the environment that you're putting it into. But for 2009, it looks pretty damn good. It doesn't look better than, say, 2008's Iron Man, but it still looks pretty good for a sci-fi movie, trying to be as big as it is, but probably didn't have the budget. But for 2009's District 9, I gave it an overall score of 2.5 out of 5 stars, about a 5 out of 10. And I don't know if I really liked it or hated it, or if it just didn't do enough for me to like it, but didn't do enough for me to hate it, but, you know, left me somewhere right dab in the middle of a 5 out of 10 going, I don't know if I could recommend this movie or not. I mean, if you've seen this movie, comment below down in the comment section below, or message me on my other social medias your thoughts about District 9, and if you liked it back in 2009, or if you saw it more recently. I believe this is streaming on Peacock or one of the streaming platforms. I watched it the other night, maybe Hulu. But I will say Sharlto Copley is awesome. I do love that actor, and he seems hilarious, and every time I see him, he's always very funny, but he's also always very good. And he always has this crazy accent, whichever character he's always in. He was most recently in Monkey Man as like a announcer, and I loved Monkey Man. That was one of my favorite movies of 2024. But yeah, so overall, District 9, not too great a score, about a 5 out of 10. Drop your score for District 9 down in the comment section below. And if you're going to check out this movie, make sure you come on back and let me know what you thought about it. And drop those comments down in the comment section below, because that's one of the best ways to support the channel, along with subscribing if you haven't already. And make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss future movie reviews and you get the notifications when those come out. Once again, my name is Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for coming on by, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.